if you can put your name, and if you have completed a journey, any journey, bronze, silver, or gold, what journey have you completed? So in the chat, we need your name, first and last, and what journey you have completed, any journey. And if you have not completed a journey yet, you can put that in there. I have not completed a journey. So if you're doing a gold, most likely you've completed a gold journey, silver, and bronze. So we're gonna add that all in there. And while you guys are doing that, I'm gonna introduce myself and my coworker. My name is Luisa Garcia, and I am the Entrepreneurial Program Manager with the Girl Scouts of New Mexico Trails. I'm also the Bronze Silver Liaison, so I handle the training and all the paperwork for Bronze and Silver. And let me introduce you to my coworker, Vanessa Wheeler, and I'll make sure she's unmuted. There you go, so she can introduce herself. Go ahead, Vanessa.
Hi, ladies. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's great to see you all, and I'm happy to see our gold awardees out there. Hi, Lily. Hi, Danielle. And we have some of our committee members here as well, so I'm glad that you ladies are participating as well. Maybe at some point, if you're able to take off your video and just show the girls who you are from the committee, but we'll get there at some point. Hi, Dua. Glad to see you joined us. But we're gonna have a good evening and lots of information to share, and we're excited to see all of you ladies and seeing our gold awardees that either have earned or are in the process or are just interested. And hopefully it's some inspiration to some of you younger girls that you're gonna go gold when you get to that age level. So again, thanks for joining us.
Awesome. So if you just joined us and you haven't yet, we're gonna put our first and last name in the chat along with whatever journey you have completed. And if you have not, you can put which level that you want to earn, bronze or silver. So if you can go ahead and do that, and we admitted one more person, so we'll go over that. Just a couple of rules and regulations. We're going to keep everybody muted until you have a question or we ask you to unmute yourself to speak. We are going to use the chat just for chatting about our program. So we're not using it for just to say hi and things like that. Anything that you need to put in the chat will have to do with what we're talking about. And then just remember the Girl Scout rules, that we are going to be respectful of everybody. We're not going to talk out of turn. We're going to be polite. We're going to just live by the Girl Scout promise and law. Does anybody have any questions before we start? Awesome. Now, if you do, Emily, did you have a question?
Yes. You said first and last name in the chat box, right?
Yes, please. That way we can match it with our roster. And I know a couple of you, a troop leader reached out to me. You guys joined a little bit after registration, so this way we can just match you to that. And then if you do need to, in the bottom where it says participants, if you click on that, it is going to give you the option to raise your hand. So if you want to do it that way, you can also do it that way. Otherwise, Miss Vanessa and I will be watching the cameras just to see if anybody has a question. You have a question, Miss Victoria? Nope. Okay. So what we're going to do today is, this is the High Awards Think Tank. We're going to talk first a little bit about the High Awards. I have a little presentation for you. And then after that, Miss Vanessa is going to share that we have a few gold awardees on our program right now. They're going to share their projects so that you can kind of see what they look like and what that entails. And then at the end, we're going to answer any questions you have about the High Awards. And then we are going to all together do a little think tank where we brainstorm ideas for projects, or if say you're earning your bronze and you have some questions for a gold awardee, you can ask them here. This is the perfect place for it. Just remember, there are no bad questions, none. Ask any question you want, okay? So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna share my screen. And I'm gonna make sure everybody can see it when we start. All right, give me some thumbs up. Can everybody see my screen? It says Girl Scouts of New Mexico Trails High Awards Think Tank. Excellent. So I'm going to talk over this presentation and we'll ask questions at the end. There are a couple of little videos in here that we're going to watch. And if you have any question while I'm talking, just make sure to raise that thumb in your participants area, and Miss Vanessa will let me know and we'll get to it. All right, so first we're just going to kind of talk about the Girl Scouts of New Mexico Trails, because I think we might have some people from different areas of the country. And so if you don't know, Girl Scouts of New Mexico Trails is in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And this picture right here shows a beautiful view of the front of our offices. And just a little bit about us. Our CEO, her name is Rebecca Latham. She just started with us a few months ago. We are in Albuquerque, New Mexico. For those of you who do not know where that is, you can see it right here on the map. We have a bright red dot right there in the middle of New Mexico. A little bit about our council. We serve about 6,000 girls in central and northern New Mexico, which covers 23 counties. And you can see all this yellow part up here. That's all the area that we cover from our council. And then just a little bit, these are our Girl Scouts. This is a little picture of us, and we cover all those areas and all types of different levels and different girls. And that's just a little bit about us. So now we're going to kind of go into a little bit about the high awards. So first we're going to watch this first video, which is about the gold awardees, just to kind of give you a little inspiration about what being a gold awardee is. And then after that, we'll move on and talk a little bit about each level.
The lost cause, the ignored, the impossible. Meet your match. A Go to World Girl Scout identifies a big problem, creates a project, and takes the steps to solve that problem. We stand out because we stand for more. Gold Award Girl Scouts don't just change the world for the better. We change it for good.
All right, so even though that one was talking about the gold award, that's any girl that's going to earn their high award. That's what any high award is about. It is about identifying a problem and taking the steps to help fix that problem. So if you are going to earn your bronze award, you are a junior Girl Scout and you need to do 20 hours towards your project. And this video we're going to watch is just an example of another troop that did a bronze award project. So we're going to move on to this next video.
Did you know?
1,800 kids in Seminole County that are homeless. There are 30 homeless kids at Highlands Elementary.
Did you know? There are 39 homeless kids at Lake Mary Elementary.
Did you know the average age of a homeless child is 10? Did you know
Some of these children live in cars or hotels.
Did you know that you can donate food and clothing, but no one thinks of socks? I know we are kids, but what can we do about it?
Everything! How can we help?
We have partnered with families in transition who help get donations to food.
Here's how you help.
Our Girl Scout Troop 879 is putting green boxes near the front entrance of our school. We are collecting new packages of socks and underwear for boys and girls of all sizes, from grades K through 12. Place these items in the green box so we can help our friends.
If you cannot donate, you can help spread the word. Parents, teachers,
Co-workers, bus drivers,
tell everyone.
we may be small, but our actions can be huge. Did you know you can help us today?
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it.
So for those of you that are working on your bronze award, that's just a little example of another troop and what they did. And I really like what they said about how it doesn't matter how small you are, you can make a difference. And so we're going to go on to the silver. And when we get done with the gold, then we'll answer any questions. Miss Victoria, we're going to do our questions as soon as we're done with the gold part. So hold that question right there in your hand, and then we'll get right back to you, okay? All right, we're going to go on to the silver now. So those of you that are earning your silver award, you would be a Girl Scout cadet, and you have to do 50 hours of work towards your project. So we're going to watch a little video on the silver award, and then we'll move on to the gold and we'll answer your questions. So this is a great silver award video. All right, so that was an example of a silver award. And if you notice on the silver award, there were 2 Girl Scouts working together. And when you do your silver, if you want to do it on your own, you can, or you can do it with a partner or a group. When you're doing your bronze, we do encourage that you do it as a group as you're starting out. And then so the highlight, when you get to your senior ambassador Girl Scout years, you can work on your Girl Scout Gold Award. And we do have a few gold awardees with us today, which I'm super excited about. When we're done with this video here about the Girl Scout Gold Award, we're going to move on to Miss Vanessa, and she is going to introduce some of those girls, and they're going to share some of their projects with you. And so this is one of my favorite videos about the Girl Scout Gold Award, and then we'll move on to the next step.
For my Gold Award, I taught self-defense to about 40 girls in a village in India from the ages of 14 to 17.
So my project is focused on encouraging young women to be politically active.
For my Gold Award project, I implemented a honeybee box on an organic CSA farm.
I basically created a nonprofit organization that establishes mobile learning centers around the world. So my Gold Award really taught me how to be a change agent. And that is something that has been a thread throughout my entire career.
I guess I wanted to earn my gold nugget because it was a goal to achieve. Well, to earn my gold nugget, I had to get all these badges.
Girl Scouting gave me a sense that I could do what I wanted to do if I worked at it, set my goals and worked at it. And I've been a researcher with a pretty successful cancer research program. I'm a biochemistry professor at medical school now.
I guess being in Girl Scouts all the way through high school, it's sort of the thing that is the topping on your Girl Scout career. Plus, when I was looking at colleges and thinking about what was going to put me ahead of the crowd as far as applying to colleges and making myself like a good prospect.
Doing the Gold Award had actually impacted my choice of major and my choice of school. So it's had a much bigger impact on my life and future than I would have ever expected. It definitely forced me to become a leader and forced me to become a public speaker. And it just set in my mind that service is something I want to do for my life and for my career.
I want to be an activist, and I want to be I don't like saying a voice for the marginalized or a voice for the voiceless, because everyone has a voice, but I want to teach people to use the voice that they have.
When I earned my Gold Award, I definitely felt very accomplished. I felt like I had finally tied the knot on my 12 years of Girl Scouting, and I really wanted to close off Girl Scouts with a very happy and very successful ending, and then so that I could take the skills that I learned from Girl Scouts and move it on to the future things that I would be planning on doing.
So that just gave us a little bit about the Gold Award and all the amazing projects we're doing. Now we can take some questions. Miss Victoria, I'm going to unmute you, or I'm going to ask you, go ahead and unmute yourself because it's asking me to ask you. So, and go ahead and ask your question.
What if there's only 2 juniors?
And you want to do it with the other junior? You can do that with your other junior. That's fine. Yep. Do we have some more questions? Danielle, you have your hand raised?
Yeah, so I was just wondering, this is more of a point of personal privilege type question. If we're watching any more videos, would you mind turning on closed captioning if it's available? I'm having trouble understanding it.
No worries. I don't know if it would be available on there. Is anybody else having trouble with the sound? I know Miss Vanessa said she could hear some beeps. It does not have it, but Miss Emily, you have a little trouble with the sound?
Yeah, I was having trouble with the sound, particularly with the Bronze Award one. I couldn't hear any of the talking. I only kind of glimpses, and then there was a long line of weird sounds during the song in that one. So.
Okay, so that was our last video on here. I think we have one more at the end, which we'll kind of check and see if we can make sure everybody can hear it. And then we're recording it as well. So when we post it on our website, you can go back and watch it so that you can see the videos without the mess up on the sound. That'll work. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to actually go to Vanessa. And I'm going to stop my screen share here. And I'm actually going to screen share again because she's having a little trouble with her computer. So I'm going to share what she needs to go over. And Miss Vanessa, you can just tell me where to go and when to do it. And we'll go from there.
Alrighty.
Oh, hold on, Miss Vanessa. Before we start, we have a couple of raised hands. Do we want to go over those first?
Sure.
All right. We have, does it tell you on your end? Let me make myself so I can see everybody. If you have a hand, oh, there we go. Elizabeth, go ahead and unraise your hand and unmute yourself and we'll go over your question.
Okay, so this is actually not a question. It is a response to the question with the audio problems. Earlier, I had some because evidently my computer and the internet were having an argument. So just beware that your internet and your computer can have arguments. So
okay.
If your connection just goes like la 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 la.
That might be it. Okay. That's a good note. We will remember that.
I missed everything in the beginning.
Who else has their hand raised?
Okay, so we have a question from Caitlin.
Okay.
Which is, what if you have never done a project or award, but you are already an ambassador? And how does your project get approved and who approves it?
That would be a question for you, Miss Vanessa.
Yep. So Caitlin, right now where you are, if any girl were to come on right now as an ambassador Girl Scout, it'd be really hard to get something that quickly approved. I'm not saying that it's not possible because we've had some turnaround times with girls in shorter amount of times. But if you already had an idea, I would encourage you to come and meet with the committee to get approval. There is a Gold Award committee of awesome women that I'm a part of, and some of them are actually on this event this evening. And the committee meets every second Thursday of the month at 5:30. So you would have to present, if you haven't already had training, that's the other thing, is there is Gold Award training prior to even starting your project. So again, it's approved by a committee. It's an online system as well. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. I thank you for your question. Let's see.
We have a question from Isabella. She wants to know, if you only have 4 girls in your troop, can you do the silver award with all 4 girls? And yes, you can. You can definitely do your silver award with a group if you would like to. And then do we have any more questions? Isabella, that was your question. And then let's see, we have another hand raised. Let me see who that one is. If you have your hand raised right now, Elizabeth, go ahead.
I think I just got the. Okay, if I angle my head, it goes off and on, off and on, off and on. It's constant beep. What is it?
Does everybody else feel it? Miss Vanessa had said she heard a beep before, but we don't know what it's coming from.
I don't know. It sounds like a fax machine.
Well, as everybody can make sure they're muted on themselves, I don't have anything else opened, so I'm not sure what the beep is coming from. If you do miss something because of the beep, just go ahead and put it in the chat and we'll go over it again. Okay, Emily, did you have a question?
I've actually been on Zoom meetings before when this has been happening, and I think it's and my mom said that I was interfering, so maybe that's what's happening. There's no solution, but I can't hear it when I'm talking or when someone else is talking.
Okay, I think we have an idea that we're going to try. Miss Vanessa, I'm going to mute myself while you do yours and see if that helps. Thank you for the suggestion, Cecilia. We'll try that. Let me go ahead and do that. And you go ahead and tell me what you need and I'll type in the chat or unmute myself if I need something. See if that helps. Okay, guys? Let's try that.
That worked. Okay, so we're going to get started here. Like Louisa said, I am Vanessa Wheeler. I am the Senior Program Manager for Girl Scouts, and I also am the Gold Award Liaison. I have been working with Girl Scouts for about 15 years now overall, and I highly enjoy my job. I especially enjoy the high awards. It's a very rewarding program, and I've done bronze, silver, and gold, and have seen some amazing projects that some of the ladies have done. And so This evening, we have a few of our Gold Awardees, and we also have some girls who are in the process of working on their Gold Award. And I'm just gonna turn it over to them, and just ladies, if you just wanna give, you know, a 2-minute spiel or so on your project, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly, if you will, that you want to share with these girls, anything that you would want to inspire. You know, part of a Gold Award is that your project is sustainable. So this could also be an avenue of your sustainability by sharing with other girls what you're doing and how they can support your project idea going forward in the future as well. The Gold Award is the highest award that a girl can earn in Girl Scouts. It's a very prestigious award. If you have earned bronze and silver, it's also a great resume writer for when you are going off to college. There are a lot of benefits to the Gold Award as well, with scholarships and awards that you can apply for working on your project or after you've received it. The Gold Award is a lot more challenging than bronze and silver. You do have to meet before a committee. The system is online now. You need a mentor, you need project advisors. There's a lot of paperwork that comes with it. And you basically are your own project manager when you start working on your Gold Award. Great ideas. I mean, your projects can go global as well. It could turn into a nonprofit organization, some type of a business. Your idea could be patented. Lots of great things can happen from the Gold Award. Some things that we don't even anticipate are going to happen. So with that, I just want to start with Dua, if you're there, Dua. So Dua, if you want to just raise your hand or wave to everyone. I'm just going to introduce everybody. And then real quick, I also have on here Lily. If you can wave to everyone as well. And we have Danielle Bellotta on there as well. She's just almost in that final phase. Brenna is currently working on her Gold Award. She just recently got approved. And let's see, I don't see anyone else other than I have some committee members. We have Cecilia on there. We have Pamela and we have Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Pamela. So with that being said, I'm going to start with Dua. If you want to just give a little bit about your project idea, and then I want to move into Lily, and then if we can then move into Danielle, and then Brenna. Alrighty? Sound like a plan? Thumbs up? Awesome. Okay, Dua, go ahead. It's all yours.
Awesome. So hi, my name is Dua, and my Gold Award project was about addressing the lack of awareness about leukemia, lymphoma, and other blood cancers. And I wanted to primarily address the lack of emotional support, which many blood cancer patients don't receive. So I did this by conducting a campaign at my high school and partnering with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And we held an assembly at our school. We had several events to bring awareness to blood cancer. And yes, doing this Gold Award project did involve facing a lot of rejection, a lot of obstacles, but at the end I came out a better human being, honestly. And it really cemented my desire to go and pursue a medical career. So thank you.
Awesome, thank you, Dua. Alrighty, Lily?
Okay, I'll take it away now. Hi, I'm Lily Mandel, and for my Gold Award project, I partnered with Suriname to help raise awareness about homelessness, specifically homeless families. So what Suriname did is they would help rehabilitate homeless families for 2 years and help them get GEDs or early college educations so that they could continue and have a job and kind of be successful in life. And so part of Suriname's programming is gardening. They use gardening to teach lots of skills, like how hard work reaps benefits, and and they also write prompts about the garden too. So it helps them on many fronts. And so one of the problems that they've been having is their charity is located in kind of a bad area of town, and so they had been finding drug paraphernalia in their garden beds in that the kids were working on. And so when they got a house donated to them, I went in and I helped create educational materials and a new garden area for them to work with. There were a couple challenges that I faced. For instance, you can't buy dirt in the middle of winter, and it was confusing. It was a confusing hurdle to jump, but in the end, we figured it out, and it all went smoothly. So I have a little bit of advice, just kind of, if you run into a bump, just kind of work your way around it, because it will solve itself eventually.
Awesome. Great advice, Lily. Alrighty. Danielle, you want to go ahead and talk about your project and where you are and the good, the bad, and the ugly, if any?
Of course. So I am, I just this month presented my final report to the Gold Award Committee. So they had a couple things they wanted me to do, some more pictures, some summaries, and then the media consent form, the media release consent form, which I did not fill out, which I forgot about. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just finishing up a couple more things to finish my Gold Award project. So for my project, I worked with a local shelter that was opening a drop-in center for homeless youth, and I knew I was working with the people as they were working on opening it. So I was in charge of the bookshelves and stage for kind of the relaxation part of the drop-in center. So I spent a lot of time talking to the people who used the space as it first opened, about, you know, what kind of books they would like, and in addition to you know, building the actual stage and bookshelves themselves. Similar to in the video of the Silver Award project we saw, I got to watch the people at Lowe's use the really big cutting the really big saw for cutting my my plywood board, which was really cool. And it turned out really good. And I think, you know, going in after to talk to people, I feel like they got, you know, a lot of meaning out of it, which was really nice to hear from people about. Yeah, it was really great, and all of that. And I will go ahead and pass it to, I believe, Brianna. Yeah.
Brenna, but it's okay. My parents named me a special name. So I just got approved by the Gold Award Committee last month, and this is my second time being approved. I went through the paperwork the first time, and then my project kind of fell apart because the organization I was partnering with, it ended up being less of my project and more of their project I would be helping them with. And so a big part of the Gold Award is that kind of leadership aspect. And so kind of when that was taken away, it was no longer a Gold Award I could pursue. And then after that happened, you know, the world decided to experience a pandemic. And so I have had several big roadblocks, which has been character building for sure. And so my current project that I'm approved and set to go on is building little libraries across the state of New Mexico, because I noticed during COVID that just having the libraries closed, these little free libraries, they exist, but they tend to be in wealthier neighborhoods, and they are not across the entire city or across the entire state. And so having kind of a limited supply with libraries closed and schools closed, and even after they open, was something that I really wanted to address. And so I'm partnering with local developers and city and some libraries to create some of these little libraries in areas where they don't necessarily have that access to free books. And I'm filling those little libraries with more empowering books dealing with diversity and empowerment of women.
Awesome. Thank you, Brenna. Alrighty. So I think that's all the girls that we have that I saw for Gold Award. I'm just going to go through really quickly. Sarah is on our committee. I don't know, I'm not going to put you on the spot, but do you want to say anything to the girls?
Sure. The Gold Award is just a really opportunity. I did mine in 2004, back when I was a girl, and now it's really exciting to see all these girls come through and try to help them with their award. I know it's really nerve-wracking to have to come and present to us as a committee, but we don't want to be like scary or like telling you no. We want to be a committee that's helping you get there. So, you know, sometimes girls come with ideas that are really huge and we have to help them kind of focus them down, or sometimes girls come with an idea that's maybe more suited to a silver award project and we have to encourage them to grow it. So it was mentioned that it's a leadership project, so you have to really go beyond something that you would do for a silver and build a team to solve your issue that you're looking at. And we did talk about the bronze and silver you can do as a team, but the gold award is an individual project. So you're going to have to do it yourself and then go outside your troop to find that team. So it's a little scary, but it's really, really exciting too. Thank you all.
Thank you, Sarah. So just a little bit more information on the Gold Award that I want to share with you young ladies that are going to be pursuing your gold here sometime soon. To get going with your Gold Award, like I said, you do have to complete a journey. That's why we asked if you've completed any of your journeys. That is one of the prerequisites for earning your Gold Award is completing one of our journeys. If you did not earn your Silver Award and you want to earn your Gold Award, you then have to do a Silver or a Cadet. Well, you have to do two journeys, which can either be the Senior or the Ambassador journey if you have not earned your Silver. Once that has happened, you do have to do training. There is training the third Wednesdays of every month. Or you can also just email me or contact me, and we can also do some special trainings if need be. Once you've had training, there is an online system that you'll have to go on to, which is Go Gold. And that is where it all starts, is with an online platform. Once you get going and you submit all of your paperwork that needs to be submitted, you would have to meet with the committee. And our committee does meet every second Thursday of the month at 5:30. Right now, of course, we're meeting virtually. Is an awesome group of women. Like I said, some of them have earned their Gold Award. Some have had maybe daughters that earned it. Some have no daughters at all. They're just empowered and inspired by the program, and that's how they've just continued to stay with us. And we're always looking for girl members to be a part of our committee as well. So ladies who have earned theirs, if you're interested in joining our committee, please reach out to me, because whatever years you have left in high school, you could be part of the committee as well. We do have a form here that Louisa is sharing that I share with girls when they're earning their gold, and it's some take project ideas that our GSUSA has put together. So if you're ever in limbo or just kind of not sure what it is that you might want to do, or what is a Take Action project, there's a list of ideas here for you as well to take a look at. This is also on the website. If you ever go to our website under the High Awards, this information is here as well. With the Gold Award, like we said, it is something that as a project that's done individually, you do build up a team to support you throughout your project. 80 hours is required for the Gold Award. Much of these ladies go beyond that 80 hours, especially when they've been working on it for a good while for their projects. We've seen girls come in and do their projects in less than 6 months and up to 2 years, just depending. I encourage you ladies that as you turn into your freshman year, that you should start really looking to want to do your project since then. High school is tough. There's a lot going on in high school. Some of you start working, you're doing college stuff, extracurriculars, and I would really, really want to see you succeed in the Gold Award, because it is a lot of work. It's very challenging, but I think that if you start in that freshman year, you will succeed. It's been proven to me, and not to say that in any of the other years that the girls haven't succeeded, but it just gives you time and not so much pressure. So think about that as you start earning that silver award going into the Gold Award, about what you want to do and how you're going to go about that. The other thing about the Gold Award real quick that I want to share is also just the benefits behind the Gold Award are scholarships. There's a lot of scholarships and awards that come with earning your Gold Award. One of them being just our New Mexico Trails has a Gold Award. GSUSA has a website with a lot of different sites of different, you'll just see, this is actually the GSUSA one that Luisa's showing. But lots of support for girls in projects or youth projects at that. This also gives you a life skill to learn about grant writing, and what that's about. And this is also a possibility of what could sustain your project, because there's money out there to support youth in changing our world. So I highly encourage you to take a look at this. If you ever have questions, you can always reach out to me. I'm happy to support you in any kind of way of applying for any of this information. Some of these scholarships also could apply to you on things that you're also doing within your high school or within your middle school. Lots of awards out there for our youth. But the other thing that I wanted to share with you ladies is, aside from if you earn the Gold Award, there's also another high award that you can earn, which is the National Girl Scout Award. And right now we have 3 girls. We'll find out now in July if any of our 3 girls got nominated. Dua actually is one of them who did apply. But the National Girl Scout Award, as a council, we can only nominate 3 girls. And as a national organization, only 10 girls get awarded. Lots of great things have happened in the years that I've seen with the National Girl Scout Award. You will be flown out to New York. You can be given a public speaking coach. You might be doing TED Talks around the nation, going to national convention, or really wherever Girl Scouts might send you for whatever might be going on. So travel experiences, meeting new girls, just a lot can go on by just earning your Gold Award and then beyond that. So with that being said, I just want to encourage you ladies again to, go gold and continue with the high awards. They're very rewarding. I know that a lot of new life skills that some of you ladies learn. But one of the things that I also want to encourage you is that when you start thinking about your project idea, think about global. That is one of the things that we're really encouraging, is how can your project go global? And by global, I mean, how can it reach other girls around the world, other people around the world? So think about that, because that's another way of sustainability towards your project. Because again, with the Gold Award, your project has to be sustainable. And you may ask, well, what's sustainable? Sustainable is when you are no longer taking care of your project, but someone else is taking care of it for you. And we don't really know the length of sustainability, but I would want to say that if your project can be sustained through the years of college, I think you've done your job. So with that, I think we're going to take some questions.
Victoria has a question, Vanessa. She's been waiting patiently.
Okay, go ahead, Victoria.
So I have a question about the Bronze Award.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so, if you do your project before, or if you like print your project, it would, if you print like something about your project and you didn't show it to the council yet, what would happen? Hello?
Are you saying that if you've already done the paperwork but you haven't presented?
Well, I can only see a black screen right now.
Victoria, you might want to get your parent or whoever's with you to check on your screen and see why you can't see anything, okay? And then we'll go back to your question after that. And then Vanessa, we had a question about how to start a journey from Caitlin.
So how to start a journey. Well, Caitlin, I'm not sure if you're a part of a troop. You can either do a journey as a troop or you can do it individually. There are several journeys out there with different theme specifics. If you want to reach out to me, I can always share what those journeys are. I also want to share that in the future here, Louisa and I are going to try to partner up and do some virtual journeys for girls so that we can better support you in earning that award that you're going to need to. So again, too, if there's any girls or our gold awardees, if any of you are interested also in supporting what a virtual journey could look like for our younger girls, we're happy to hear your input. But so yeah, starting a journey could start with your troop or individually. We do have a Girl Scout shop where you can order the books. There's scholarships for the books as well. I have some books that I'm willing to share if need be. But Caitlin, you're always welcome to reach out to me.
Okay. Thank you, Gold Girls, for sharing. We are going to have one more screenshot here that talks about how to find project ideas. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to open up my whiteboard and we are going to brainstorm all together in the chat ideas for projects and questions that anybody has. And the idea here is if you're earning your bronze and silver, you can ask questions about things that you think a gold girl might be able to help you with. So I'm going to share real quick here so we can finish up our, and then Miss Vanessa, you're muted now, so maybe that'll help our video here a little better. So when you start working on your project ideas, you're going to want to, think of some issues that are important to you. And I just put a few on here that I just threw out, but then Vanessa had also shared another great resource that has a ton of ideas on it. And we did send that with the email for the confirmation. So you should have received that, which would be really helpful. But we just put some ideas on here and you're going to put some in the chat that you have as well, such as education, people who are food deficient, grief services, anti-bullying. There is a huge list. And this is just to get you an idea of, what there is out there and what those community resources might look like. There is a great website called greatnonprofits.org. You can see it right here. And when you go to that website, you can put in the name of the state that you live in, and it will give you a list of nonprofits and what they do. And so I put a few on here, and I'll just click on one and show you what it looks like on their page. So when you go to Great Nonprofits, it's going to show you the name of the nonprofit. What's really great is on the side here, you're going to see a phone number, an address, the website, their Facebook page, and all the information that you need about that organization. So if you know that you're looking for something that has to do with the lending libraries or education or food deficiencies, you can go on this website and you can search anything that you might want. So if you're interested in helping animals, you can go to the Humane Society here and it tells you all the information that you need to get in touch with someone from the Humane Society. And this website is really great when you're looking for things for your project. And I do see a chat question, so let's check that out while we go over this. My chat won't jump up for me, Vanessa. Can you see what those questions are? Hold on, she's muted. Let me
I don't see a chat question just yet. Oh, here we go. That's okay. Mine is slow. Sorry. It's coming through. So Stephanie, we live in a rural area, and at this time, my daughter Raina is the only junior in her troop at this time. She wants to pursue her bronze award, but we have some questions. Can she work with other juniors from different troops on the same project? Yes, she can. Help needed finding doable ideas with COVID restrictions. Since there can't be a big group gathering, schools are still up in the air. How will they reopen, and libraries aren't quite able to open like usual? So Stephanie, we do understand the challenges that are going on right now. You know, this is the reason why some of even our girls with Gold Award have kind of had to tweak their projects. It's always okay to change a project idea. You just need to redo paperwork and let us know whatever it is that you might be changing your project towards. Let me see if I answered. And just so you know, when you do work on your bronze and silver, you can also do it as an individual. It doesn't have to be as a group. So, you know, as everyone's home, you know, if you're having struggles to come together as a troop or a group, know that you can do an individual project as well. Stephanie, did that answer your question?
Not quite. Our troop only has one junior, so we would have to work by ourselves unless we could work with another group. But going back to changing a project, we don't have a project in the first place yet. So
well, then that's they're in the perfect place,
finding
Stephanie.
a project or some ideas.
Okay, then that's perfect from when we're done with this part. Okay. We're going to put out project ideas into the chat and ask questions, and that'll be a great opportunity for everybody to kind of brainstorm some ideas. So let's go through this last part, and then we'll move on to that, and hopefully we can help you with some project ideas before you leave today. Does that sound good?
Thank you. We'd really appreciate that.
Of course, of course. So, you know, we talked about community resources, and then this is just a little video about choosing an issue, which maybe might help point you in the right direction a little bit. It's just about how Gold Girls chose their project, and hopefully the volume's a little better on this for everybody now that we've done the, I'm going to mute myself as well. And then as soon as they're done with that, we're going to start our brainstorming.
Louisa, no volume. You have to unmute yourself. Louisa.
There we go. I think I fixed it.
Is that better? In your community that you're already passionate about to change and that you already feel the need to do something about. And then use the Gold Award to flesh out your idea and make it even bigger than it already is. For my ethnic studies class, I thought about how I wanted my students to feel. How did I want my students' relationships to change? How did I want their perspective to be impacted? By focusing on that qualitative impact, you're going to create a powerful product that then others in your community are going to want to be a part of. I chose my Gold Award by really reflecting on my own experience. I was really exposed to foster care programs. We worked with them. We did a lot of community service. And truly, that kind of inspired me at first. And then when I went into starting my own college process, I really started looking at all the support I had and really realizing that not everyone has that. And so as I was also at the same time still working with different foster care agencies and everything, it really solidified in my mind that that's what I wanted to do for my Gold Award. I was able to choose my topic for my project based on my passion. I followed what I was really interested in, and I made sure to find something that people would be receptive to and that I really wanted to make a difference in, and that would have the appropriate resources for me to get the project done. My passion for camp and for Girl Scouting in general really helped me pick my Gold Award project by following this love for the outdoors and the principle of leave no trace. You leave a place better than you found it, whether that's by following an established hiking trail or by picking up litter.
realizing that it's our responsibility to take care of the earth, which is our home, really led to me realizing that this is my responsibility. It's my job to take action.
I think what's really important when you're starting this process is that you really take a look at who you are and your sense of identity. And for me, that was very rooted in my culture. That was very rooted in being part of the Kuya tribe, part of the Chippewa tribe. And so once I kind of identified that that was my community that I wanted to make this about, then you need to look for a need in your community. And the need in my community was the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. So it's really important, I think, that you identify something that needs to be solved in your community, because as soon as you start putting forth this project to help that, people will come and they'll start supporting you.
All right. So I'm going to stop sharing here, and what we're going to do for this next part is everybody has to work together a little bit, because I know there might be people who need to unmute and talk, so we need to try to not do it over people. And I do see some ideas on the side right here. I'm going to go over them. It says Lily says you could try and support families that are having to go through financial struggles due to COVID-19. You could do a food drive and create boxes of food that go to families in need. There is create activity ideas for kids to do during the summer, since many summer camps aren't open. I did see one Silver Award project, and I think San Diego, they created like a virtual Lego club for kids through the library. And so kids could go onto this Lego club that was once a month that they organized, and they could do it so they had participated with other kids. Maybe you can host a mini summer camp for a half hour every day on Zoom. Here's another one, a digital mask making class. Could have leave videos about making face masks up to more sustainable project. No-show styles, masks made could be brought to local spaces such as libraries for people to take for free if they don't have access to masks. Another one is you could create a database for things to do at home during COVID-19, especially because everyone is stuck at home and bored. Those are some really great ideas. So what I'm going to do now is I am actually going to pull up a whiteboard here. Let's do that. And what I'm going to do is I am going to type in here some ideas. So if you want to and you have some ideas, you can either add them in the chat, and then Miss Vanessa, if you want to read them out to me, or you can say them out loud if you want to unmute yourself, and we can brainstorm some ideas to help people who don't know what they want to do for their project. I really like what's on there already. Those are some great ideas. And then for Vanessa, there's a question on here about what is a tip to make a project sustainable? Do you want to tackle that one?
Sure. So for sustainability,
Vanessa for a second. So she wants to know sustainable. Her daughter's working on a solo on a project and is hand sewing cat toys for a local shelter. These toys are meant to go home with the cat as a transitional comfort item to keep the cat's stress levels down while getting used to new home. She is thinking by sending the toy home with the cat, it makes it sustainable. So the idea behind sustainable is that it continues after the one time. It isn't a one-time project. So to make it sustainable, it'll be something that happens year after year, or if you install something in your neighborhood that's always there for everyone to see. So we're trying to brainstorm, Ms. Vanessa, ways to make this cat project more sustainable. And while you go over that, I'm gonna add anything in the chat that comes up for ideas over here on the side. And I'm gonna mute myself while you do that, okay, Ms. Vanessa?
Yes, I hopefully stay on. Okay, so creating a pamphlet, educating the community about what you're doing in your project can be part of the sustainability, depending where you're going to be leaving this pamphlet. Usually the committee will encourage you to find a lot of places to leave such a pamphlet or whatever your educational material might be. Yeah, just talking about this project, working with people, raising awareness, educating, that's all part of sustainability and just reaching a broader audience as well. And sustainability also will come with finding somebody in the community who is willing to support and take on your project. So either volunteers, other Girl Scouts, maybe there's a volunteer community within your schools that you have to do community service hours or something like that, finding those groups of people that can look to create or to carry on your project. Let's see, Danielle, maybe for the project, cat owners.
I'm going to unmute myself real quick, Miss Vanessa. I really like this idea of starting a club at school to make cat toys to donate every year. That's a good one that you can do. And then for you, Miss Stephanie, tell us what is an issue that you care about? What is something that you really care about? Is it Miss Stephanie the mom or the daughter?
My name is Stephanie and my daughter's name is Raina.
Raina, what is an issue that you really care about? And that can help us maybe help you brainstorm an idea.
Okay, well, one thing we were thinking a while back with New Mexico Trails programming, they offered how to make a digital escape room using Google Forms. So we started thinking, well, this past year's cookie rally was Escape the Bakery. So we're thinking possibly, could we turn it into a project of making a cookie rally, Escape the Bakery style themed escape room using Google Forms? Could that be turned into a project? It's something that could be available to other girls in the area. It doesn't require a large group to meet.
So is the idea that the escape room would replace like an in-person cookie rally? Like it would give the information that the girls need on how to be successful with their cookie projects?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. So it would be like a digital cookie rally help kit kind of, with like tips on how. So maybe you could ask them, so like the first question would be name all the types of cookies, and they would have to name the types of cookies correctly to go to the next room. And then it could ask a question about what is the cost of cookies, and they would have to answer it correctly to go to the next room. So it would give them the skills that they needed when they were selling their cookies.
We're thinking about that because like at the beginning of selling cookies, you should have them do like, make sure they go over the rules, like you can go inside or how to talk to people. So we're thinking of taking all these little different fragments of either what we get from the cookie rally, learning about the products. So questions answering, like for each cookie, knowing what they are and a little something about each one to, okay, etiquette on how the girls are supposed to be selling them. Like how would you talk to a person, prices, how to handle different situations.
I like that. I think it's a unique idea. I think it'll put a new skill that you learned to use, and then people can use it throughout just to, you know, if their troop wants to get together and they can utilize it. I think it's a great idea. And I think you really have it, you just would need to think it out so that you knew exactly what you want to cover with it. And it's something that you can do from home safely and then still help girls maybe incorporate something about selling digitally, just in case coming up next year, that's what we have to do. So, you know, how do you get more people to come to your site? How do you manage with tips on there? So I think you are on the right track. Does anybody have any other thoughts on their idea? You can unmute yourself if you do, or you can add it to the pitch area, which I have a couple of more. So I think you're on the right track, Raina. And if you have questions, before we go, we'll add the customer care email address in there so you can email us when you have more questions. And have you guys done the bronze silver training?
No, not yet.
Okay, so that'll be your next step. On our website, you can go to the calendar and it has the next upcoming trainings. And in that, we go over in depth all the paperwork that you need to do and what you need to do to get started on your project.
Okay.
Okay, so Victoria had an idea for donating purses. And I think, Victoria, you are on the right track. What I think would be really neat is if you donated purses to maybe the homeless shelter with some supplies inside of them that people might need. Is that what you were thinking? Yes. Go ahead, unmute yourself if you want to tell us about it.
And also, I was thinking about donating them outside of the homeless shelters too.
Okay. To who were you guys thinking of donating them to?
Well, somewhere I've been to a park and I've given out lunches for the homeless.
Okay.
But not, and I did do it in my old troop at Joy Junction.
Nice. But then that you would hand them out there too, right? So they could get them as well.
But I donated, we gave out food in my old troop. But when I was doing it by myself with my mom, we put them in little bags, like little sandwiches, toothpaste.
Nice. Those are great. And that's a great idea for a project for a lot of people. If you are just looking to help, you can contact your homeless shelter and see what kind of supplies that they need. And then you can do a drive for donations for those types of supplies. If you look, Raina, in our chat, there's some other ideas for your things that you can include in your project. Sample sale pitches, financial literacy, counting change. Like if somebody gives you $20, and they bought 2 cookie boxes, how much do you give them back? Those are
The
great
most important,
to be included correctly. Yes, ma'am. Victoria, go ahead.
The most important piece of your clothes is your socks. So I was thinking about donating socks too.
Everybody always needs socks. That's a really good idea. And then in here we have another idea for the cat one. Maybe people who adopted the cat could make some of the toys. And while they're making the toys, they'd get tips for their new cat. Ooh, while they go to the shelter. Shelter volunteers could help you. That's awesome. Do we have any other ideas for projects or questions that people have about their project? This is the perfect place if you have an idea but you want feedback to ask, because you have people who have completed projects before, and it looks like even just the one idea about the cat has 10 different ideas on how to make it amazing. So if you have something, add it to the chat here, and we'll go over a couple of more before we go. Anybody else? We have a few good ideas on here, which I really like. I'm checking my hand raising to see if anybody has any more. Don't see any, but what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add into the chat the customer care email address, which is customercare@nmgirlscouts.org. When you have questions, you're going to email this, and you're going to put in the subject line if you're doing your bronze, your silver, or your gold, and then they will direct it to Vanessa or myself. Ooh, I have another idea for a community garden, which is great. And we had lending libraries earlier. And I loved that she examined lending libraries in other areas and not just well-established neighborhoods, because that is a lot of time the case. And so that's great. We have some online campaigns about something you are passionate about online. Right, because education is very important. If you have a video that you make about recycling, you can distribute that throughout social media with your parents' permission and teach people about how to recycle. Let's see, any other ones in here? Any idea is a good idea, because we can just grow on it and make it something amazing, which I really love.
Louisa, we have Leslie Puckett asking about trailheads. Wait, where did it go? Would fixing up trailheads around town be impactful enough for a gold award?
Go ahead, Vanessa.
I would say yes, Leslie. You know, if the girls are building a team to work together to maintain these trailheads, you know, if they're creating maybe signs, maybe even, you know, some kind of a map or even a pamphlet of where these trailheads, educating the community about the trailheads, getting people involved, educating the community about these trailheads, I think could be a potential. Sarah, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, so one really important thing about projects like that with the trailheads, and this is what makes us different from a Boy Scout, Eagle Scout award, is the sustainability. So, you know, if the trailheads have become in disrepair today and you clean them up, that's wonderful. But how are you going to keep them from coming in repair 5 years, 10 years down the line? So if you can set up some sort of system to keep the trailheads, you know, fixed up every year or every few years, and maybe find a grant so that that can be paid for. every few years, that would be a gold award. So if you find a system so that the trailheads don't fall into disrepair again, that would be sustainable, whereas fixing them up once would be more like a silver award. I see a year-round garden, and that's the same thing. So if you can provide what's needed to maintain that garden year-round. So, you know, maybe an organization that is going to host it.
Definitely a greenhouse.
Yeah, that would be great.
It'd have to be a greenhouse in order for a year-round garden to work. Actually, I do know greenhouse.
Greenhouses, so you need somebody who's going to take care of it for years and years and years.
All right. So we had so many great ideas today. I put a few up on here, and then we are recording. So this will go up on our website later on in a couple of weeks, and you can access it again. So if you need reference for some of the things that we watched, you also received our customer care email address. So when you have questions, you can ask us about anything. Miss Vanessa and myself will help you at any time. You can call us. Our numbers are on our email addresses, and we'll go over any questions that you have. Because every project is a great idea. Anytime you are inspired to help someone, there's nothing wrong with that. It is always great. So we are going to wrap it up today because it's a little bit after 7. You guys.
Anyway, I was thinking, when you mentioned the greenhouse idea, I was reading in a Highlights magazine. Basically, if you have fish in a hydroponic system, and it's very sustainable because they fish fertilize the thing, and then you both get food from the plants and the fish. I don't remember what it's called though, but there was some schools doing it, and you can use things like trout and plants like eggplants. Things that would be good in that kind of system, because you have to make sure that it's not a single root, because that's kind of hard to maintain in this kind of system. Oh yeah, like maybe a little section of hydroponics.
Yeah, I like these ideas. We're wrapping it up though, so if you want to send those ideas over through the customer care email, we can help you with those if you need to grow on them and think of some other ideas. So everybody did a great job. Thank you to our gold awardees who came and our council gold committee who joined us today. We really appreciate it. We hope we helped you think of some ideas and feel inspired, and we hope you all have a lovely evening. Thank you for joining us, and everybody have a great day. If you haven't checked in, make sure you check in the chat before you go. Thank you.